Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with the Wolters World, and today we're here in Texas. We're actually in Galveston, Texas. You got the Gulf of Mexico right down there with the beach to enjoy. And what we wanted to give you today is kind of a 2-week itinerary for visiting Texas. And Texas is a huge state, so no, you cannot see it all when you're here. So we are not going to see every part of Texas when we are here, sadly. But what I want to do is give you kind of a taste of Texas as you go around. Really popular destinations to go to help you. And so we're actually doing this 2-week trip ourselves, and we're starting here in Galveston. The reason why we're here is because I feel it's important for you to see the beaches here in Texas. And we chose Galveston because you have Galveston, which is right next to Houston, which is an easy kind of entry point if people are flying into Texas or if they're driving in from the East Coast. You're coming in I-10, boom, you're right here to Galveston. And what's nice about Galveston is, yes, you have the beaches that are there, but I mean, there's 32 miles of beaches here. And yes, there's a lot of outdoor activities. You can go kayaking, you go hiking at the Galveston Island State Park. There's a lot of, the historic pleasure pier that goes off the coast there on the seawall. It's really beautiful. But for me, what's really cool is it's not just a beach town. There's actually a beautiful historic district here. And so you can see the Bishop's Palace, you can see the Opera House, you can walk the Strand, which has it's a street, and basically it has a bunch of historic buildings. There are now restaurants and shops, and there's a lot of stuff for you to do when you're here that's not just going to the beach. Lots of really good museums, the Railroad Museum, the Seaport Museum. You want to see what it's like on an oil rig? Yep, you have that here too. Also the Bryan Museum, that's a really nice place to check out. But the fun stuff is because it is a fun place to be. You have all the beach things from go-karting to mini golf, but also you got Schlitterbahn, the water park. Well, one of the Schlitterbahns, I should say, here in Texas is here. That's really nice. But Moody Gardens, it's a little pricey, but they have a rainforest pyramid you can go into. The aquarium's there in one of the pyramids. It's really kind of a cool thing to do. And so I thought this is a good place to start. The thing is you don't want to start in Galveston, because I will tell you, the water is not crystal clear here. It is all churned up, so it's a little bit browner. Not gross, but it's just not that crystal clear water you think of. There are other great places, other great beaches to check out when you are here in Texas. The two most popular places to go, Corpus Christi or South Padre Island. Those are other options I have for you. And the thing is, when you're here in Galveston, you go to Houston, it's about an hour. Well, it depends on traffic, and Houston traffic sucks. It's about an hour from here. And there's the museum district you can go to and check that. The Space Center's that's there. The Children's Museum's fantastic. So there's tons and tons of restaurants. So you got plenty of stuff to do in Houston. So you have this kind of Galveston-Houston combination you can do to start off, all right? So we're gonna hit the beach and see some more of Texas. So we're on our way from Houston to San Antonio. And I think if you're going on any kind of adventure in Texas, it's really important that you actually do make a stop here at Bucky's. Bucky's is a gas station chain here in Texas that is phenomenal. Insanely clean bathrooms with plenty of space. So this is the place you go, like Jocelyn's gonna go drop off the garbage and go potty, because this is the place that everyone's so proud of when they talk about Texas. So don't forget to stop at Bucky's when you are here and get the beaver nuggets. I mean, you can get a t-shirt for the beaver nuggets. Oh my God, they're so good. But you can get brisket sandwiches, you can get huge sodas, you can get all kinds of great snacks. Oh my God, like the bakeries there and the jerky there, it's awesome. But I really thought that Bucky's should definitely be on your itinerary for Texas. So after an obligatory Bucky's stop when you are here in Texas, I mean, you have to do that when you're here. That's just the way it is. Our next stop is here in San Antonio. And yes, you do have the Alamo when you're here, but also you have the San Antonio Missions. With the Alamo, the UNESCO World Heritage Site you can go visit. It's just gorgeous. Going downtown, walking on the Riverwalk or taking a little boat tour on the Riverwalk is great. Eating the puffy tacos when you're here in San Antonio is a must. Breakfast tacos all over town. Yes, because you have so much good food here. I mean, even UNESCO has it as a creative city of gastronomy. I mean, San Antonio's got great food to check out. The San Fernando Cathedral you can see when they light it up. I mean, the Mercado, the market here you can go to. There's a lot of great stuff when you are here. And if you're heading out of town, the next place you probably go on your trip is to Austin. On your way, you got Schlitterbahn, probably the best water park in the United States. Really good to see. But if you go to Austin, maybe for a day trip from San Antonio or vice versa, you have the South Congress, go see the shops there. There's tons of great music in Austin you can go see. You've got Rainey Street with some good bars that you can go check out. The LBJ Presidential Museum's there. And of course, You have the Bat Colony, depending on what time of year you're there in Austin, to check that out. But there's a lot of really cool things to see, and that's part of our trip this time. And I guess it's time for us to head to our next destination. And I think we need to see something a little bit smaller, a little bit more manageable sized town here in Texas. So the next stop on our Texas itinerary is here in Fredericksburg. And Fredericksburg is actually, if you want to go to the Hill Country, this is like the capital of the Hill Country. It's a cute town. It's got a lot of German immigration that came here in the past. And you see that in the names of the houses, in the names of the buildings, in the architecture styles that are here, in the restaurants that are here. And actually, it's not just German stuff that is here to check out. There's also the National Museum for the War of the Pacific is actually here. There's a Pioneer Museum you can go to. And yes, you can see all the German stuff that's here as well. So that is kind of a nice thing. Some people might want to go to New Braunfels instead. You can do that as well for like a small town Germany kind of feel in the heart of Texas. You can do that, but it is kind of a cool place to check out. So I just thought I'd give you a little day trip from San Antonio, but we're going to head off to another destination here in Texas. And we're here on our last stop on our Texas itinerary, and we're coming to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And you know, DFW, it's more than just Dallas. There's Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington. There's actually a lot of stuff to see when you're here. Yes, there's Old Red. You can go see the museum that's in there. And actually, Dealey Plaza, where Kennedy was assassinated, it's right back there. You actually see an X on the road where they show where that happened. But I don't want you to think that Dallas is just where Kennedy was assassinated. There's a lot more to see and do when you are here. So in Dallas, you got the Perot Museum, which is a great natural science museum you want to go check out. You got the Dallas Museum of Art, because there's a lot of money here and a lot of art collected here. So you can see that. You've got the Deep Ellum District for entertainment. There's a lot of things you can do here in Dallas, but it's not just Dallas. I mean, I know Jocelyn's going out to South Fork to see the Dallas, he'll go to the old Dallas TV show ranch and stuff. But there's a lot of things you can see and do in Dallas. But for me, I actually liked Fort Worth better, because Dallas is much more the business kind of thing. But if you want that like Texas cowboy feel, Fort Worth's really great. So if you go to Fort Worth, you've got the water gardens you can check out that are downtown. What you really want to do in Fort Worth is actually go out to the stockyards, and at 11:30 and 4 o'clock every day, they actually bring longhorns through the street and bring them in. It's a little cattle drive, and there's all kinds of bars. There's a honky tonk down there, good restaurants to eat when you're there, and it's really nice. And that's the thing, is when you're in Dallas-Fort Worth, you really have to realize it's very distinctly different. Dallas and Fort Worth, so it's really, you really get two different cities for the price of one when you're staying here. It is a really huge, the Metroplex area is huge, but there's a lot of really nice things to see. So I hope this gave you an idea of some places to visit when you do come here to Texas. And yes, there's other parts of Texas to visit. We only had 2 weeks. You go up to Amarillo and see the Cadillac Ranch with the Cadillacs, into the ground. You go out to El Paso, way out in the west. There's a lot of stuff to really see and do and eat when you are here. So do check out our videos on the foods to enjoy in Texas. And I hope you have a good time. And please let us know, what are some of the places you think people should go see when they do come to Texas? Because you should come. It is one of the best states to visit in the U.S. for tourists from all over the world. So I'll say bye from here in Dallas, in the heart of Texas. Deep in the heart of Texas. Bye.